In my last video on Proverbs 14, verse 4, I talked about how real labor, real work can be dirty. You don't get anything done without causing a little bit of ruckus. Today I'm reading from Proverbs chapter 14, same chapter, but verse 23, and this is a closely related topic. It says, "In all labor there is profit, but idle talk leads only to poverty." I want to talk about two aspects of this principle. First, physical, and second, a spiritual application. In the physical realm, there's a concept called imperfect action. The idea is that it's better to take imperfect action now than to get stuck in a constant loop of thinking and debating and planning. Eventually, you have to do something. If you never take action on your plans and on your ideas, then your plans and ideas are worthless. You have to do something with them. I used to be involved in Libertarian Party politics. I was a county chairman in a couple of counties and got involved in some activism. And I've never entirely agreed with the Libertarian Party platform, but I don't think there's any point in associating yourself only with people who agree with you 100%, because you'll be alone forever. And I agree less with the LP platform today than I did 20 years ago when I was more involved with them. But the biggest problem I saw with the Libertarian Party is that they love to talk. They debate and argue and endlessly email and discuss every issue. Almost never do they actually do anything. The candidates seemed far more concerned with political purity than actually changing policies at any level. It's why they've never really gotten anywhere. They've never gained any real ground or made any lasting impression on American politics. They're just one of those curious asides, an asterisk. On the other hand, hasty action, of course, without planning, without thinking through what you're doing, can also be a bad thing. Sometimes that's worse than taking no action at all, but usually at least you're going to learn something if you make a bad decision. At least the lesson is available to learn. Even if you don't learn it, you could. So it's almost always better to take some action than just to keep thinking and never take any action at all. On the spiritual side, the thing I really want you to understand is that service is better than learning. It's better to serve than to continually learn. I think Paul talked about that, people who are always learning, but never actually achieving anything that they've learned about. The Hebrew Roots movement is much like the theological version of the Libertarian Party. We are constantly arguing, constantly debating, always trying to show each other how much we've learned. But service is severely lacking. There are vanishingly few Hebrew Roots or Messianic orphanages or charities or just people going out and helping their neighbors. It's a good thing to study. It's a good thing to learn. But it's so much better to go find a neighbor who needs some help. When was the last time you just sat down with somebody who was bedridden and had a conversation? And I'm certainly not perfect at this. It makes me very uncomfortable to do those kinds of things. And most times, especially this year in 2020, I can go most of a week without even seeing anybody other than my immediate family. So it's very difficult to get out and find the people who need help. But we have to do it. We have an obligation to help people, to make the world a better place, to show the love of Yeshua to the world. In Matthew 5, he said, "Don't hide your light. You are the light of the world, and your good works are the way that the world sees God through you. So go out and do your good works. Your good learning is great. as long as it's good learning. But good works are so much more important. To serve is better than to learn. So the best advice that I have to give to the Hebrew Roots movement, stop trying to be special. Start trying to be of service. This is Jay Carper from American Torah. Be blessed.